Thank you very much. If you wander in the clubhouse and go up the staircase and go up the second flight of stairs, turn right at the top, fourth cupboard along, you'll find the old boards on which the winners of prizes at the trophies at the club are stored. And there you'll find one right at the back, covered in dust. It's the Cedar Bowl, the old Cedar Bowl, 1953. It's blank. This is the story told to me by my grandfather as I sat on his knee. I had just come down from Runcorn, home of black puddings and pies, and I thought, well, why not a northerner to win this most coveted prize? In the final day of Cedar Bowl, I'd not been a member long. Practice ground was heaving with hopefuls, all hoping as naught would go wrong. I were first off at 8:30, so I'd practiced the night before, with 2 or 3 pints, a landlord's best mild. Come to think, it might have been 4. Well, imagine the scene as I step onto tee, and starter calls over to me. Do you know you're playing with captain? I thought, does he know he's playing with me? This smart bloke steps up, +4s on a trolley, and talks to me all la-di-da about how he was leading from the first round with a gross 3 under par. I myself were a bit under par. You see, mild had worked its way through. But I weren't ashamed of my first round score. I net 102. Well, at the captain's honour, he tees up new ball, then like a peacock he starts to strut, walking up and down and this way and that, like Falco lining a putt. Then plink, it were gone, sailing away, not a glimpse to see where it had gone. He knew from past experience, mug bugger, that he did it both straight and long. Blow that for a game of soldiers, I thought, as I took out an old ball I'd found, straight onto grass. Wallop! Sliced into practice ground. When I got to middle of practice ground, grass with balls, it was thick. So I starts to look at them one by one. To the captain I shouts, just a tick. Captain severely inspected his watch. He were in a bit of a stew, so I shouted, not long now, captain, as he waved the next match through. Now, while I'm busily searching, this t'other chap's retrieving his balls. And I soon realised he's picked up my ball. So in vain I after him calls. To the captain I shouts, I know where it is, can you hang on a moment or two? But he bites his lip and mutters and twitches as he waves the next match through. Well, I'm out of breath and panting by the time this fella I've caught. Excuse me, I said, I think you might have picked up my ball. Do you mind if we have a quick sort? Well, one by one we examine his balls. In all 202. Till I shouts to the captain, I found me pick up, as he waves the next match through. You must take relief, this chap, he declares. It's laid down in row 43. And don't forget to hold out your hand, he says as I looks for a tree. When I return doing up my zip, he shows me the right way to drop. But it bounces and rolls all over the car park. Till under this Jaguar stops. Well, I ran all the way to the captain. I said, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. 2 club lengths, he mutters, not nearer the hole. And he waved the next match through. 2 further drops and I'm ready to play. And I think if past cars I can put with a low raking punch with an 8 or a 9, I might just reach starter's hut. The tennis court I'd overlooked, which is where my ball came to rest. As a serve for the match, 'twould have been an ace. As an 8 iron, not one of my best. Trouble was the court were locked. Dilemma now facing me. Do I run and tell the captain what's what, or do I run and fetch me the key? Etiquette, I thought, is the stuff of the game. He'll be fascinated anew. But I can't say you were very happy as he waved the next match through. At 11 o'clock, I finished the hole. I finished it with a 29 at the first. Little did the captain know that matters would only get worse. Out of bounds on the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and seventh, and eighth too. Captain were becoming quite adept at waving the next match through. Till by the tea at the 9th at 3:30, I knew what I had to do. So I bought the captain a nice cup of tea as he waved the last match through. The 12th I managed to complete in an hour, so my captain had not before seen. And I rolled out in every bunker and twice on the temporary green. By the 18th green, captain didn't say much. Come to think, he might have been crying. I thought to myself, he's probably just thirsty. My round, I said, I'm buying. But when we got to the club were up in arms. They thought no one had won Cedar Bowl. You see, someone had moved the pin at the 12th. They thought no one had finished the hole. Captain, he'd torn up his card at the 8th. He was looking for something to do. I don't do something, I'll kill the bugger, he said as the next match came through. So when they asked for our cards at the 18th green, they only won. It were mine. Nothing to phone mother in Runcorn about, nonetheless, a stout 209. A net 311 was my winning score. As the captain presented the cup, unable to speak, he just shook me hand and his head as he lifted it up. Now it came to pass that the captain expired, playing a mixed two ball in old Kathmandu. And as up to heaven his soul did ascend, his age was a gross 82. Heaven was just as he pictured it. Fairways well watered and green, no hazards, no bunkers, no water, no rough, and great buckets for holes in the green. And as he approached the great pearly gates, St. Peter stood there before him. Well, what time am I off? The captain inquired as he winked at the saint with a grin. But St. Peter looked down. He was shaking his head. He said, I'm sorry, I cannot assist. 3 times all booked. You should have rung up. You know, we're here on the list. Is that how to be done, said the captain. Rolls is rules, said the saint, even in heaven. But wait, weren't you there when that funny chap won Cedar Bowl with the net 311? Aye, that were me, sobbed the captain to St. Peter, who played off +2. And the saint, repressing a chuckle, said, "Lad, I'll tell you what we'll do. I've never laughed so much in my life, but your kindness and patience shone through. So I just hope the boss isn't looking." And he waved the captain through. So if ever you're in trouble and you haven't a clue what to do, for heaven's sakes, don't tear up your card and wave the next match through.